What's up, guys? What's up, traders? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. I hope you guys are doing well. So we are back again with another video. And guys, don't forget, we are almost hitting 1,000 subscribers. So you can check the link in my description for the free trading classes, mainly on how to analyze the market. I'm going to be teaching that for free, so you can check out my description. There's a Telegram channel, there's a Telegram link that I put there. You can join. So far we have around 14 people who have joined. So if you're also interested in learning how to analyze the market, kindly click the link and join that channel. I'll be teaching you for free. The lessons are going to start as soon as we hit I think as we get to 1st of November. I'm going to be teaching the whole of November. I'm going to be teaching you guys how to analyze the market for free as an appreciation for you guys subscribing to our channel. This channel has been built on a fast-paced rate, and I'm so happy and appreciative of what you guys have done. So kindly subscribe to the channel if you have not, because I'm only going to be teaching subscribers. So subscribe and then go check my bio, join that Telegram channel. So effective first, I'm going to be giving you a roadmap on how we shall be learning how to analyze the market for free. I'll be holding Zoom classes, or sometimes I go live on YouTube. It will depend, but I'll be holding live classes to teach you how to analyze the market for free. So subscribe and go click on the link. It will direct you to the Telegram channel. Also, I hope you guys learned from the previous video that I sent. It was a detailed video on how to analyze the market. I hope you guys learned something out of it. If you haven't, kindly rewatch the video again such that you can learn something out of it. So don't forget, we are going to start the classes at first on 1st November. However, if I get 100 people before then, I can kick off the classes. That will be enough quorum for us to start. So with that being said, let's proceed. Today we are going to be analyzing three pairs, that is NZD-USD. We're going to talk a little about EuroChef and then NZD card. Last time I told you about Ethereum USDT. That is the previous video. I talked about Ethereum. Gand check Ethereum, it is now buying. I told you this week we're likely to start buying Ethereum. It is now buying, at least from the time the market opened. Ethereum has been buying, and I expect it to buy for some good time. So let's proceed. Let's start with the NZD USD. Like I told you yesterday, what do you want to do? And NZD USD is already buying, guys. NZD USD is already buying. Look at this huge head and shoulder here. NZD-USD is already buying. Just do here very head and shoulder, and then it started buying to the upside, and I know it is going to continue up to here. So what do you want to do, guys? If you come to the first thing you want to do, I told you, you want to go to the highest time frame. The moment you open a chart like this, you don't have these markings like I do, but these ones I mark them there and they stay there because those are my zones. You know, price trades from zone to zone. So now these are my zones that I put there. I know if price moves from here, it is going to go here. So whatever amount of pips are here, those are the ones that I'm going to be targeting. For example, from here up to there, that is around 50 pips, and the stop loss is 6 pips. So you'll be risking 6 to make 50. That is 1:8, which is a very good risk to reward. And after making this inverted head and shoulder, guys, price just came to test this demand zone, and you knew it was going down. So price is continuing to the upside. So now what do you want to do before we reach here? What do you want to do when you open a market like this? The first thing you want to do, you want to go to the highest time frame that you can afford. For example, for me, I would go to the monthly or weekly. But why wouldn't I go to the monthly right now? Because the month is already in the middle. So whatever is happening with the monthly candle, it's none of my business. Ideally, it can go anywhere it wants to go for as long as the month has already begun. I'm only interested in the monthly candle if the month has closed. But if the month is within the video, no, I'm not interested. So the moment you open your chart like this, go to the highest time frame. So since today is Monday, I'll go to the weekly time frame because the previous week closed. So when I go to the weekly time frame, what do I see on NZD/USD? Now, the last week's candle closed as a bullish hammer or a rejection candle, but with a huge wick to the downside. That one, to me, it signifies that the buyers have come into the market, and this week we are likely to start buying the market. That is the first thing that comes to my mind. It shows me that this week we are likely to start buying the market. So the narrative on the weekly is that we are likely to start buying. So after that, is there anything else I would like to take note? No, except that we shall be coming here because this is the previous resistance that was broken. Good. So now I drop down to the lower time frame. Let's say to the daily. Now the daily, this is where I'm going to build my most of my narrative. You remember what I told last time? As long as price has hit like this support here, you want to wait for an indecision candle and then you start buying or go to the lower time frame and start looking for buying positions. So price came, hit this support, and then started buying, but by that time the support was not there, so just stopped there, gave me an indecision candle and started buying. However, price came up to here, then broken up to down here. However, it closed as a rejection candle, then it gave me a green candle. After this daily green candle closed, then I got my support. You see, the moment this daily green candle closed and gave a V structure, I got my support. Then I marked my support very well. Then I told myself, I want to see another indecision candle to continue to show me that the sellers are weak and now the buyers might be coming into the market. Indecision candles basically show weakness. Now, if the trend is down and you reach a zone, then you start seeing indecision candles, just know the trend is likely to start turning around. Just know the trend is in trouble. So after that, price created this indecision candle. This was, I think, Friday. This was the one for Friday. You see this indecision candle for Friday? That was the confirmation that we are going. Even this one was good, but this one was better. That was the confirmation that we are likely to come up here. So after that one, that is now where I drop to the lower time frame, like the 4 hour. When you come to the 4 hour, let me go back to the daily and mark that thing. When you came to the 4 hour, this is where is Friday. This is Friday. Good. So when you come to the 4 hour, what do you see? What do you see on the 4 hour? So look clearly. On the 4 hour, price was retracing to come and make a head and shoulder, an inverted head and shoulder on the 4 hour. To me, that is a confirmation that we are going to the upside. No one can tell me otherwise. The moment I have all this narrative and then I see an inverted head and shoulder on the 4 hour, this is a confirmation that we are going to the upside. Look at it on the 4 hour chart. Very clean inverted head and shoulder. Very clean inverted head and shoulder the pattern on the 4 hour. This one shows that we are going up like this. So now how do you enter the trade? Very simple. You can use supply and demand, or for the head and shoulder, for me, I always enter on the shoulder. The first green candle that happens on the shoulder, that is what I use to enter. The first green candle that happens on the shoulder. Stop losses are always going to be slightly below here. Now that was 12 pips because this is the 4 hour. Target should be here. That is 1:3. 47 pips, that is 1:3, and by now you should be in profit. So what I would like to tell you is, the moment you start analyzing the market from the lower time, from the high time, from the lower time frame, let me use your supports and resistance very well. You're going to know why the market is turning at a certain moment and where it would like to go. The moment you start analyzing the market from the high time frame. Now, people who are on the lower time frames, they don't know what is happening here. Let's say the 1 hour. When you come to the 1 hour, you're going to see things are very many like this. Now, when you look here, but there's also an inverted head and shoulder here. Very good inverted head and shoulder. There was a demand zone here that was respected and price is going up. So when you're here, you don't know, you see price going up, going down, and you're wondering, what is price doing? What is price doing? This one looks like a head and shoulder, but it's not clear. After price broke away with this huge momentum, it came back to retest this demand zone, this one here. This one here, and respect it to the core very well. Then made another head and shoulder inside there. Shoop, it has shot to the upside. And now we know our target is here. Why? Because the previous level that was broken. I hope we are together up to that, guys. I hope we are together up to that one. So that is NZD-USD. NZD-USD, I expect it to buy, and when it is buying, this is where it is going to first stop. It can react from this supply zone and drop, or it can continue to the upside. However, whatever it does, we want to know it after we have reached here. I hope you are together, guys. So don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Also join my Telegram channel, because I'm going to be teaching you how to analyze the market my way for free. So join my Telegram channel and then benefit from that. But first, you must have subscribed to the channel. So let's proceed. That is NZUSD. NZUSD is likely to move up to here. So how do you take advantage of this? Simple. It reacted from the demand zone here. We have another likely demand zone here, but we have to wait for that candle to close first. That green candle, this green candle, we have to wait for it to close first before we can confirm it as an engulfing green candle. Can refine it to that one. Let me see on the 4 hour. It is not clear. This demand zone is not clear. It's not clear. So let's wait for some candles to print and see if we shall get any entries. But if you entered on the head and shoulder, right now you should be in profits. Okay. So I think that is all. Let's proceed to EuroChef. So EuroChef, I'll just do the same thing that I told you. When you open the chart, what do you want to do? You want to go to the highest time frame that you can afford. So me, I'll go to the weekly. So after going to the weekly on EuroChef, what do I see? I see that I had a level here that I wanted to buy from, and this is the good thing of my strategy, guys. The tricon strategy is the strategy that you guys have to use. This is a level that I wanted to buy from. You see, price came here, shot up massively, came again, rejected with this huge candle and went up, came back to this level, rejected and went up, came back again here, went up, came back again here, went up. So this is a reversal area for price action. So when it came back again, I was ready to buy. However, the only way I was going to take my buys is when I saw any indecision candle here, either on the weekly or the daily. So price came back here, did not give us any indecision candle, then blew through the zone, closed in from this zone and then midway, retesting these wicks here, like that. So now what I want to do is, after noting that price is at a place where it reverses from the most, I want to go to my lower time frames. Right now I'm not ready to buy, but I want to go to lower time frames and wait for confirmation. Do I enter now? You don't enter now because there is nothing for you to enter there. So now I'll go to the daily time frame. When I got the daily time frame, I want you to see what I was talking about. When price reached here, it shot up massively. Even here, it shot up. These were just wicks on the weekly time frame. But when price came back to this level, I waited for any sign of buys. It refused. Even this one did not reach down. Even this one did not reach down. Look at the next candle. It was an indecision candle, but not a clear one. This is a big candle. It is an indecision one, but a big candle. This is a 50% candle. It is so big. So I waited for the next candle, which was this one, to close. It opened from here, went up to here like it was going to buy, then immediately retraced down. That is the power of waiting, being patient, and execute as a sniper. Observe what price action is doing. Do not try to predict the market. Observe and react to what price action is doing. So immediately price rejected down here. The next day's candle went up to here, then rejected up to here. So the candle that opened today, I'm still waiting to see a sign that we are going to the upside. So now what I have here is this. This is the last level that price used to shoot up. So I'm waiting. This was just a rejection. This was just a rejection. This is a level that price has respected for many weeks. So I'm just waiting because I know this is now the last buying zone. I'm just waiting. Price now has reached this area. I'm waiting for price to settle here very well. Give me an indecision candle, any kind of indecision candle. That will be my sign that price is now willing to start buying at that zone. One, I have that zone as a huge reversal point. Two, I want price to show me that indeed the sellers have weakened and we are likely to start buying. How do I see that? By an indecision candle and on this zone, or price can go down and give me a huge rejection like this rejection here. You see this huge rejection? It will be my confirmation. You see this huge rejection? Those are the confirmation that I will need. But most importantly, I will need to see an indecision candle here, and then I'll drop down to the lower time frames to start looking for signs that we are going up. Those signs might be a head and shoulder, double bottom, to show me that we are going up, but mostly I prefer head and shoulder, an inverted head and shoulder. So for now, we are not interested in EuroChef unless we have seen a sign that we are going down. And what would be the sign? Indecision candle at that level. Good. So EuroChef, we shall just sit as snipers and wait, observe what price action is doing as a way to execute. So when I got the lower time frame, I have a low, a high, price is making another lower low. So let's wait and see what price wants to do around this area. Patiently. Okay, that is all for EuroChef. Let's proceed to NZD card. Now, NZD card, I'll do the same thing. I'll go to my highest time frame, that is the weekly. So when I go to the weekly, what do you see, guys? You see that price came here, made an inverted head and shoulder, and shot to the upside, reversed, shot to the upside again, ranged for days, then came back and tested here, shot to the upside, then came back to this level again, faked out, lied some people that it was going down, gave a huge rejection and went to the upside. Now price ranged last week and tapped to this zone. And when I put the line chart, you see that this is an inverted head and shoulder. This is a left shoulder, head, right shoulder. An inverted head and shoulder on the weekly time frame. Price did not end there. It put in here what we call an indecision candle. Like I've told you before, the indecision candle is my confirmation that the trend might be changing. And look at the candle that came the next week. This week that has started today, a bullish candle. So the indecision candle gives you 70% confirmation that you might be going to the upside or the opposite direction, especially if you get that candle at a place of support and resistance, right head, shoulder, or demand area. So the weekly has told me that we are likely to retrace to the upside. Good. So now what do? I go down to the daily. So when I come to the daily, what do I see? And I remember I gave you this trade last week. Yes, the NZD card I gave you last week. I told you stop losses should be down here. So on the daily, you see that price made a low, a high, a lower low. But on this lower low, there are very many indecision candles. After hitting this zone, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 indecision candles. A full week of indecision candles, guys. This tells you that the sellers are no longer breaking that zone. That's why they are printing a lot of indecision candles. They are likely to go to the upside. So your idea is to start buying, but buy from here, put stop losses below. Right now you'll be in profits. So now if we drop down to the 4-hour to see if there is anything that we know. Good. Guys, do you see anything that looks like you know on the 4-hour? That is our question. For me, I can see an inverted head and shoulder, just like it is happening on NZUSD. This is the same thing on NZD card. Got the line chart. You see, this is a left shoulder, this is a head, this is a right shoulder, and price came to retest on the right shoulder, gave us a double bottom here, and then shot up. And then shot to the upside. I hope you can see that, guys. So people who were patient enough to wait for this right head and shoulder, they entered from here. Stop losses below those wicks. Price respected the zone, and look at the way it bought to the upside after reacting from this zone. So I don't know what to say, but guys, the things keep on repeating themselves. So price has bought, and we know it is going to buy at least up to around here, up there. So you just will have to look for demand zones and keep on buying. Let me see on the 1 hour. There is this one, they are not clear. So just keep on looking for demand zone, and look at this demand zone, guys. Look at this demand zone on the 1 hour on NZD card. Wow. Look at the way it was respected, guys. Is that the light here? Look at the way it was respected. Price came, tapped in, went up, tapped in, tried to go through, no, tapped in, tried to go through, then pulled from down there. Look at the way it respected the zone, guys. Respected that inverted head and shoulder. I think on the 2 hour it was also there. 2 hour it was there, not as clear as the 1 hour. So that is it, guys. Let's now look for only buys to the upside on this NZD card. Good. So let us proceed. And what do we want to see? Let us look at Bitcoin, guys. Let's look at Bitcoin. Now, Bitcoin, this one is supposed to look like a head and shoulder. This one. However, it is not the clearest head and shoulder that you'd tell someone, you see. So what I would want to do is, I want this price action to come back, tap into this right shoulder, and then we buy. The same thing that is happening on NZD card and NZUSD. If price comes back, tap this zone, we shall buy. Now someone will ask me, why do you want to buy from here, yet you told us that we have to go to the high time frame first? Right question. Let's go to the high time frame. Weekly. Good. So now what do you see on the weekly, guys? What do you see on the weekly on Bitcoin? Price was going up, making a high, a low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. So now these highs make your support. As long as it makes a high, comes down, that is your resistance. If price breaks, if it comes on it, it's going to be your support. So price broke and came back here. There is also a demand zone. Reacted from the demand zone and bought massively. So if price comes back to this zone again, we are likely to start buying. I hope you get my thought process. We are likely to start buying if price comes back to this zone. So after price has come back to this zone and gave us this weekly rejection. This is a rejection from the weekly time frame. After giving us this weekly rejection, we know that most likely next week we shall be buying. So we drop down to the lower time frame, which is the daily. So now what do you see on the daily? Same thing. Price came here, went up, came back to this zone, gave us a daily head and shoulder. If you can't see it, let me go it. Gave us a daily head and shoulder here and bought up here. After reaching up here, it gave us a head and shoulder. This should be a 4-hour head and shoulder. Let me see. Yes, it gave us a head and shoulder. No, this is the one I traded last time. This one here. High, low, higher, high, lower, low, higher, low. It gave us a head and shoulder on the 4-hour, and then it started selling off. So now, if price comes back to this level again, we expect it to start buying. However, this week reached the level and rejected massively. We were not interested because we want price to come and sit here properly like it did here. Then came next week. It came, bullied through the zone and closed above. However, it closed below with the rejection. This is a very huge rejection from the downside. It shows you that the sellers are no longer strong at this level. The buyers came in and pushed price up to here. Then the next candle was a bullish candle. So I won't be interested in this until I see confirmation that we are closing above the zone. I always talk about closing above the zone. Price came and closed above the zone. After closing above the zone, still I'm not interested. Now I just drove the lower time frame to look for possible demand and supply zones to buy from. So when I drop the lower time frame, this is what you see. Price making lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower lows, lower highs, lower low, higher high. So now this shows you that we have changed the trend. This is a change of character. We have changed the trend from lower lows, low highs to higher high, higher lows. So after now, this is when I'm interested. I'm going to look for a demand zone that is near there. This is a very, very clean zone. Guys, if you have, I want you to listen to me carefully. If you have not entered any trades today, look at this trade on Bitcoin. Look at this demand zone on Bitcoin. This is going to be a very, very good zone. Why? Because this is a right shoulder, this is a left shoulder, this is a head, this is a right shoulder. And now price is coming to retest on the right shoulder and buy. Why? Because this is the resistance that is on the weekly and the daily resistance. Daily, weekly resistance. This is a demand zone, a 2-hour demand zone on the daily, weekly resistance zone. And it also acts as the right shoulder of this head here. So there is no reason as to why price is not buying from this area. So if you have not, if you don't know how to analyze the market over, if you have not gotten any trades to enter, watch out for this buy on Bitcoin. Watch out for this buy on Bitcoin. For as long as price agrees to come down here, we shall buy Bitcoin massively to the upside. I hope we are together, guys, up to that level. So let's just wait and see what Bitcoin wants to do. But we have a clear zone on our hands that we're just waiting to execute. So I think that is all. That is all for today. Just a recap of what we have learned. First, whenever you go to the chart, what you want to do is go to the highest time frame. On a plain chart, go to the highest time frame. 2, you want to identify the structures of the market, that is supply and demand, support and resistance, and also any possible structures of the market. Let's say head and shoulders, double tops, double bottoms, any that you can identify. Also on the high time frame, that is where now you note on the previous week's or month's candlestick patterns, how are they behaving and how do they look and what do they signify. After you have built a narrative on the weekly or monthly time frame, drop down to the daily time frame and start looking for the immediate trend. What does the daily confirm? Is it in sync with the weekly or not? If you can get that, then you're going to go down to the 4-hour and then start looking for structures like head and shoulder, supply and demand. 1 hour, 2 hours, start looking for your buys to the upside. That is all that matters, nothing else. So I think that is all for today. You guys can have a place there. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and also don't forget to join my Telegram channel. I'll be teaching you guys how to trade, how to analyze for free. Just to thank you for subscribing to my YouTube channel. So that is all for today. Have a great day. Bye.